औज़ुबिल्लाहिमिनश्शैतानिर्रजीम बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। आपका मेज़बान आरिफ जहांगीरी वंस अगेन विद द प्रोग्राम कम्युनिटी टॉक। नाज़रीन, आपको पता है कि पिछले 2-2.5 महीने से मैं मुसलसल जो है वो म्युनिसिपल इलेक्शंस के जो भी कैंडिडेट हमारी कम्युनिटी से या दूसरी कम्युनिटी से जो भी प्रोस्पेक्टिव कैंडिडेट होता था उसको हम टोरंटो 360 के ऊपर लेकर आते थे, उसको इंटरव्यू करते थे, उसके अखराज और मकासद जानते थे कि वो क्यों लड़ रहा है, किस लिए लड़ रहा है। लेकिन 24 अक्टूबर को जब ये इलेक्शन खत्म हुआ और उसकी शाम को जब मैं और भट्टी साहब जो है यहाँ पर लाइव कैंपेन बता रहे थे आपको कि कौन जीता और कौन नहीं जीता, तो हमारे लिए बड़ी खुशी की बात, बहुत सारे लम्हात बहुत खुशी के लम्हात थे। और उनमें से कुछ लम्हात ऐसे थे जिसको शायद मैं अपनी सारी जिंदगी कह सकता हूँ कि मैं भूल नहीं सकता। और उसमें से एक लम्हा ये था कि मिल्टन की कम्युनिटी ने एक बहुत बड़ा रिजल्ट जो है वो हमारी पूरी और जो है कम्युनिटी के लिए दिया था। और वहाँ पर क्या हुआ कि वहाँ पर हमारे जो है मुस्लिम कम्युनिटी और पाकिस्तानी स्पेशली बैकग्राउंड के 2 रीजनल काउंसलर, एक काउंसलर और एक जो है वो ट्रस्टी जो है वो वहां पर जीते। इसके अलावा भी पूरे शहर से बहुत सारे जो है वो काउंसलर्स और ट्रस्टीज जो है वो जीत कर आए। आज हमने अपने प्रोग्राम के अंदर खास तौर पे डेडिकेट किया है उन काउंसलर्स और ट्रस्टीज के हवाले से जो वेरी यंग है, जो एक नेक्स्ट जनरेशन के हमारी कम्युनिटी से बच्चे हैं, जिन्होंने ये खुद डिसाइड किया कि वो इलेक्शन के अंदर आएंगे और इस इलेक्शन के अंदर हिस्सा लेंगे और इसकी कैंपेन चलाएंगे। दे आर वेरी यंग। आई वाज रियली सरप्राइज दैट दे नॉट पैशनेट, दे आर मोटिवेट, सेल्फ मोटिवेटेड, और उन्होंने एक जबरदस्त कैंपेन चलाई है। उन्हीं में से एक लड़की जो कि अभी स्टिल यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ अंटारियो के अंदर 4th ईयर की स्टूडेंट्स है, उसने, और वो जनाब स्कारबोरो साउथ वेस्ट से जो है वो ट्रस्टी की सीट के ऊपर वो जीती है, टोरंटो डिस्ट्रिक्ट स्कूल बोर्ड की, और बड़ी जबरदस्त पैशनेट लड़की है। मलिका गौस वो जीत कर आई है और सिर्फ 21 साल की है। एक और नौजवान जो कि मिल्टन के अंदर उसने अभी रिसेंटली अपना पुलिस ऑफिसर ब्रैंडफोर्ड के अंदर अपने कैरियर का आगाज किया था, उसने भी डिसाइड किया कि वो टाउन काउंसलर का इलेक्शन लड़ेगा। और उसने जनाब, उनका नाम आदिल खलकी है, वो सिर्फ 22 साल के हैं। उन्होंने भी डिसाइड किया और वो भी मिल्टन टाउन के वन ऑफ द यंगेस्ट टाउन काउंसलर हैं और वो भी जनाब जीत गए। इसके अलावा सैमी एजाज हमारे प्रोग्राम में पहले भी आ चुके हैं। सैमी एजाज वंडरफुल पैशनेट एनर्जेटिक यंग मैन, जिसने जनाब ज़बरदस्त तरीके से कैंपेन चलाई और ना सिर्फ ये कि एग्जिस्टिंग काउंसलर को, सिटिंग काउंसलर को हराया, बल्कि सिटिंग रीजनल काउंसलर को भी हराया और उन्होंने जनाब इस सीट को जीता है। इसके अलावा समीरा अली जो कि वार्ड 4 से रीजनल काउंसलर, पहले वो टाउन काउंसलर थी, उन्होंने फैसला किया कि वो रीजनल काउंसलर बनेंगी, उन्होंने रीजनल काउंसलर का इलेक्शन लड़ा और वो जीत गई। और बदकिस्मती से मेयर का इलेक्शन मिल्टन के अंदर बड़ा नेक टू नेक रहा। जिशान हामिद ने बहुत जोरदार कैंपेन चलाई, नो डाउट अबाउट इट, और सिर्फ जो है 995 वोट से वो हार गए। और यकीनन जो है वो एक थोड़ा सा आप सेटबैक कह सकते हैं कम्युनिटी को हुआ, लेकिन ओवरऑल बहुत अच्छी परफॉर्मेंस रही मिल्टन के अंदर। मिसिसागा के अंदर वंस अगेन हम कोई सीट जनाब नहीं जीत सके, लेकिन टोरंटो से इस दफ़ा बहुत अच्छी खबरें आई हैं। आसमा मालिक साहिबा जीती हैं और ये मलिका गौस जीती हैं, तो कम से कम 2 खवातीन ने जो है वहाँ पर ब्रेक थ्रू किया है और अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह वी गेट सम सीट। इसके अलावा एजैक्स पिकरिंग, इन तमाम जगह से भी जो है वो पुराने जो काउंसलर थे वो दोबारा जीत कर आ गए। तो जनाब आज मैंने यंगस्टर्स के नाम किया अपना प्रोग्राम, और अपने प्रोग्राम के अंदर हमने मलिका गौस को बुलाया है, हमने आदिल खलकी को बुलाया और समी इजाज को बुलाया। सो दीज 3 यंग पीपल आर द वन who is the second generation of our community in Canada. Let's meet with Sammy Ijaz, who is a regional councillor of Ward 3, and he is the winner, and he is elected as a regional councillor. Let's meet with him. So नाज़रीन, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि पूरा हमने 2 महीने से कम्युनिटी टॉक के ऊपर we are bringing all the people who want to run for the municipal election, and it's over on 24th of October. We done with the election, but the good thing and joyful news coming out from the Milton. I'm telling you, Milton did this year amazing job, and one of the amazing result which I always really I'm astonished when I see that result, और वो result था समी एजाज का। Why is so astonished to me? Because कि my client is a running regional councillor. He is a councillor, existing councillor, and Lorenzo decided that he will resign from his town councillor seat and he run for the regional councillor as well. And in the meantime, Sammy Ijaz, also one of the third candidate who decided from our community that he ran for the regional councillor election in Ward 4 previously in 2018. But this year he decided, okay, I want to go Ward 3. But I was thinking it's not an easy. He's challenging the sitting councillor, but he did his mathematics well. And I will tell you, I will ask him this question and he will give you the right answer. Let's meet Sammy Ijaz, who was by profession a real estate agent and a very passionate young man for our community. And he is now the regional councillor of Ward 3 in Milton. Welcome, Sammy.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
community
it.
talk. And absolutely. I know that I introduced you as well during your campaign as well. And I say congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great efforts.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Honestly, it's a collective community effort. And I'm just happy that the results came out the way they did.
But it's not easy, right? As I told my intro as well, that Michael running sitting councillor थे, right? Regional councillor थे और बहुत अरसे से थे,
और Adil भी sitting councillor
और sitting councillor था, दो आदमी जिसकी अपनी footing है, roots है,
और तीन terms
पे है, वो इतने पुराने हैं, और आपने इतना मतलब मुश्किल task दिया और पूरी mathematics पूरी की थी लेकिन I think you did a good mathematics. तो क्या mathematics की? पहले तो ये बताएं ना हमारे नाज़रीन को कि क्या mathematics थी पहले?
देखिए हमारे जब हमने कैंपेन शुरू की तो उस टाइम पे कोई भी नहीं था, दोनों ही नहीं थे, तो 3 months into the campaign दोनों ने एकदम ही
जंप किया, तो मुझे लग रहा था कि दोनों शायद आ जाए. अच्छा,
मुझे लग रहा था शायद एक आ जाए, मुझे लग रहा था शायद दोनों ही ना आए, लेकिन हमने वर्स्ट केस सिनेरियो पे जाके तो हमने कहा अगर दोनों आते हैं तो हमने ये टारगेट करना है अपना वोट. अनफॉर्चुनेटली जो हमारे माइंड में था वो हम टारगेट नहीं कर सके. हम वो जो एक वोट पे हम सोचते थे ये
नंबर मुझे हिट करना है,
वो नंबर हिट नहीं कर सके. लेकिन जहां पे वो हम नंबर नहीं हिट कर सके, हम सोचते थे कि जो दोनों हैं उनके भी नंबर्स हायर होंगे,
वो भी नहीं हुए. तो जहां पे हमारे माइंड में एक नंबर था वो शेव हुआ, उनके भी शेव हो गए. तो you're right, it's all mathematics. इस गेम में सबका इसका सबसे अच्छा है वो at the end of the day लोग पॉलिसी देखते हैं, प्लेटफॉर्म देखते हैं, लेकिन at the end of the day वो देखते हैं कि जिसका मैथ अच्छा है वो घोड़ा आगे निकल जाता है. It's not easy. और फिर देखो बॉस लोग चेंज भी चाहते हैं. That's another way, right?
Yes.
People want to see the change, young faces, right?
Yes.
Young faces with energy.
You're right about that. लेकिन I think लोग चाहते हैं कि हमें एक फ्रेश फेस चाहिए जो मेहनत कर रहा है. होता ये है कि कभी-कभार हम फ्रेश फेस डाल देते हैं मिक्स में,
लेकिन मेहनत नहीं करता,
लेकिन वो 300 वोट से ज्यादा नहीं लेता.
सही,
राइट. फ्रेश फेस के साथ हमें देखना है कि ये जो फ्रेश फेस है ये उस लेवल पे compete कर सकता है.
कैपेबिलिटी भी है, नहीं स्किल सेट भी है.
Exactly.
Because that's very important. You are a real estate agent, so you have some capabilities. I'm sure it's not easy to sell and buy the houses as well. So
no, buying and selling is easy.
Yes. Okay.
I'll be honest with you, Jangiri Saab. Buying and selling is easy.
Okay.
That's the easy part.
Okay.
I think this political journey has probably been my toughest journey.
Okay.
Selling a house is a piece of cake in front of this.
Okay.
Right? Because here you are going to a door who the other two gentlemen know very well.
Yes.
And you are pitching a story, and they're buying into that story.
Okay.
It's like competing with. It's like competing with. Now that we're talking about real estate, imagine you have a cousin, and you have a brother, and I come over and I say, "Hey, listen, I think you should buy real estate from me."
Okay.
But your brother and cousin are realtors.
Yeah.
Will you buy from me?
No. Definitely.
But this is what I've done. I made you buy from me.
Okay, that's
you see the analogy here, right?
You have a good sales pitch.
Yes.
But one thing also is important, Sammy, in this political and social journey, very important that how convincing you are, how passionate you are, how energetic you are.
Absolutely.
Yes, people's gesture play a vital role, right?
Yes.
And when you are presenting yourself, right, in every house, going every house, and you're presenting yourself, your gesture, your voice, right, everything, how promising you are.
Absolutely.
Those things really. So tell me something about your highs and lows of your campaign.
Oh. Long nights, different strategies. I mean, we've applied strategies that required me to stay up for 24 hours. I'm the type of guy after 10 hours, 12 hours, I need my sleep. You know, I'm not an early riser. I'm not a early sleeper. So when the campaign team said, you know, to do the strategy, we need you to stay up with us for 24 hours, I said, you guys are crazy. I think that was one of our toughest lows where I had to stay up for 24 hours because without me being present, that strategy was not, we weren't able to apply that strategy.
Okay. Yes. So tell me that when you are running, because I know that you run several other elections as well, nomination election, as well as the regional council election as well. Community know you, that you are interested. It's not something hidden.
Yes.
It's not
it's not like something
overnight happened.
Yes.
You decided is a long journey, right?
Yes.
To 3, 4, 5 years, you are trying to get something, right? So you want to serve and you're passionate about that one as well.
Yes.
So tell me something that, why this time in Ward 3, all the community is supporting you? Why?
Look, I think this time a lot of people have had this thought that Ward 4 is the place where if you are a diverse candidate, you have the opportunity to win. Ward 3, I live in Ward 3, so you know it just made sense for me to run in Ward 3. I think the community supported because reality is there was no other Pakistani candidate.
Pakistani or Muslim candidate.
Or Muslim candidate, rather. And so it wasn't just the Pakistani community, the Arab community, the different nationalities that have Muslims, they all, Bengalis, Pakistanis, Afghanis, they all came under one concept. But I think they didn't support just because I'm Pakistani or Muslim. I think they supported because when they saw, you know, me at their door, they saw hope. They saw that they have concerns. They saw that they have issues, but they aren't being solved. Something as simple as a light flickering for the last 4 years.
Yeah.
Jahangiri Saab, can you imagine on your street, every single day
I have the same problem in my street.
There you go. Every single day for the last 4 years, Jahangiri Saab, on your street, there's a light flickering.
That's really
And
shame.
imagine I come around with this bright smile on my face saying, I am ready to work. How can I help you, Jahangiri Saab? And you say, yaar, ye light theek karwa. And I said, you know what, Jahangiri Saab, not a problem. Jahangiri Saab, khush.
Happy. मैं तो 10 साल अगले वोट देता रहूंगा आपको, right?
You know, like,
I forget
बड़े काम नहीं,
ओ बिल्कुल सही,
छोटे-छोटे काम.
Exactly.
और लोगों के जो छोटे-छोटे कामों की हामी भरी है ना, that I've given them the hope that as simple as Jahangiri Saab's light flicker, I'll get it done. Jahangiri Saab is happy in that.
That's
Jahangiri Saab does not want large roads.
Yeah.
And planes landing in Milton. That's Jahangiri Saab just wants that light fixed.
Exactly.
And so that hope is everything.
Okay. So one of the things that's amazing. So because I know that you already say that you are making a small promises.
Yes.
But what are some promises?
Yes.
You made during your campaign, and is easy to make them. This is very common in the politics, right? That people make a big promises and then they forget about those promises, and we didn't see those promises are fulfilling, right? हम नहीं देखते, बाद में लोग याद भी रखते हैं.
बाद में तो लोग पता नहीं
पूछते भी नहीं. फिर वो जब इलेक्शन आएगा तो फिर या खुद ही
और वही प्लेटफॉर्म
और वही promises
4 साल बाद. फिर 4 साल के बाद 8 साल बाद, फिर 12 साल बाद. You have to right about that.
तो आप बताइए आपने क्या promises किए? What are some promises you make to your community, and that's near and dear to your heart as well, and you want to fulfill?
तो आई थिंक पहली चीज तो ये है कि ये लाइन आई थिंक पूरे मिल्टन ने रख ली है कि हमारा जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर और म्युनिसिपल सर्विसेज हैं, बेसिक म्युनिसिपल सर्विसेज, अब वो हमारी जो रेजिडेंशियल ग्रोथ है उसके साथ मैच नहीं कर रहे.
बिल्कुल नहीं.
Like it's a huge upset.
Out of phase है.
मतलब कि ये एक सेंटेंस कहना बड़ा आसान है, लेकिन इसकी जो गहराई है वो 90% वैसे ही सॉल्व कर देती है.
Exactly.
तो मेरा गोल ऑनेस्टली ऑन अ टाउन लेवल और रीजनल लेवल ये है कि अगर हम थोड़ा बहुत ग्रोथ को उधर ही रखें, लेकिन जो हमारी म्युनिसिपल सर्विसेज और इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है उसके अंदर ज्यादा इन्वेस्टमेंट कर देना, हमारे लिए बेहतर हो जाएगा. वो हमारी ऑलमोस्ट 90% जो एक्चुअल कंसर्न्स हैं लोगों की, छोटे से लेके लाइट बल्ब से लेके रोड वाइड करनी है, स्नो रिमूवल अच्छी नहीं है, उसको बेहतर कैसे करना है, वो सारा हमारे लिए आसानी हो जाएगी. तो मेरा गोल ऑनेस्टली जो एक प्रॉमिस जो वेरी डियर टू माय हार्ट है, वो एक ही लाइन है कि मैं बैलेंस करना चाहता हूं जो हमारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है और जो हमारी म्यूनिसिपल सर्विसेज है, छोटी से छोटी चीज लाइट फिक्स करना जहांगीरी साहब के लिए, बड़ी से बड़ी चीज रोड को कहाँ वाइडन करना, कहाँ हम बिजनेसेस लेके आए, कौन से प्लाजास में हम ज्यादा उसको इन्वेस्ट करें। यहाँ पे सबसे बड़ा जो इशू ये है जहांगीर साहब, इतना बड़ा मिल्टन हो गया है, बिजनेस कम्युनिटी नहीं है हमारे पास।
Yes, that's small businesses are there, but not a community.
प्रॉपर हमारे पास कोई वही it comes back to the business infrastructure नहीं है। तो I think
And we are on highway. We have 2 exit point of highway 401.
Yes.
Right. One on the James Snow, and the other one is on the highway 25. Right. And we have a good out where we can bring more businesses. Right. We have a good infrastructure there.
We have Oakville, Burlington, Halton Hills.
Yeah.
Compared to Oakville and Burlington, Milton, from a location point of view,
very strategic.
It's way better.
Very strategic
than
position.
Oakville and Burlington.
Is touching on the other side Guelph.
Yes.
Touching on this side is Georgetown, Guelph, Mississauga, Brampton, Oakville, Burlington.
It's literally the center of Peel and Halton.
Exactly.
Like it's a huge plus point. But are we developing this town the way we need to? I ask you, Jahangiri Saab, you know Milton. No. I'm asking you, are we doing a good job?
Even we don't have any amazement center, right, for the children, right?
Yes.
कोई जबरदस्त हमारे पास कुछ नहीं है ऐसा कि कोई जनाब लोग आए दूर से उसको देखने के लिए।
लोग दूर से क्या जो रह रहे हैं वो नहीं आते।
मतलब we don't have that, right?
Nothing.
Lion Safari is on the other side, but not, So something like that have to be built into the Milton.
And we have a lot of land.
Yes, we have a lot of land.
Yes.
And we have escarpment.
Yes.
Very good escarpment, right? Where the fall colors are
yes.
coming.
Yes.
So I think there's something, you as a town councillor, as a regional councillor, town councillor, they have to think about that, what type of business we can make so people start coming as a traveler and start spending, right? As a business.
Yes. See businesses and they come for 2-3 different reasons. If I'm a business owner, if somebody encourages me, I'll come.
Okay.
If I see a business opportunity, I will come. If I like the town, I'll come. But I think it starts with the idea that Jahangiri Saab has a business, and I come to Jahangiri Saab and I say, "Kabhi socha hai Milton mein business kholne ka?" Just plant that seed.
Yeah.
As a regional councillor, as any elected official in Milton, plant the seed. Aap kare.
But the other side also, Sammy, when any town, anybody want to start a business, they want to see what the ease the town is provided.
Yes.
What the facilities and what are some easiness in the legal perspective they are providing, right, as well. Because it's not an easy, right?
It's not an easy task, and I always say, we're going to promote local business. Aasan kaam nahi hai.
It's very tough.
I think probably सबसे मुश्किल काम है जब हम जो existing local business है उसको draw out करके तो हम high rise बना रहे हैं. You know what I mean? And I'm not against development. I'm not. But the thing is, if we don't develop our municipal services or infrastructure, हमारे पास traffic इतनी हो जानी है कि we're going to be worse than Brampton.
Yeah.
I don't think that's the place anyone wants to live.
We don't have a transit. Yeah.
No transit. Traffic is high. Pollution, road safety. इतनी सारी चीजें हो जानी है कि लोगों ने कहना यार, let's go to Guelph.
Yeah, that's exactly happening when the town become very crowded. People start moving away. That's always happened, and that's what. So, Sammy, the one last question I want to ask you, and I know that I'm very happy that you are become the regional councillor, and I really am one of the passionate and energetic person.
Yeah,
I know you very well.
Yeah.
So, what's one thing in 4 years, one thing that I want to change? I want to bring this change, definitely.
I think we the one change that I do want to take is road safety.
Okay.
And speed enforcement.
Okay.
And I think my counterpart on the town level is on the same page as I am. Okay. And us two gentlemen in our 20s will work extremely hard to make sure that we can make the roads of Milton safe.
Yes.
And we will go to every measure possible when we get on that council table and we are given options and what our actual options are in reality. And we will go to every extent to make sure, because in the last couple of years, not even last couple of years, last 2 years, I've personally heard of 2 incidents in Milton where a child has been hit because of road safety, because of a stop sign that was supposed to be there but wasn't there, because of a crosswalk that was supposed to be there but we didn't have the investment into that crosswalk, or as simple as speed. speed limits.
Yes.
You know, a 40 versus 30, it seems like it doesn't make a difference. But psychologically, it does. You know what I mean? And so if the one thing that I can get done is if I can make the roads of Milton safe, I think I would accomplish something.
और मुझे वो दिन याद है when you were coming to the ICCM and I was there as well on brother Shakil the dua,
Yes.
right, on
Yes.
that day, right,
Yes.
and you met with Dr. Nadwi and I know
Yes.
that कि Dr. Nadwi साहब ने आपको दुआ दी थी,
Yes.
right, and you asked for the dua actually कि Dr. Nadwi साहब मेरे लिए दुआ करें,
बिल्कुल.
and that's really great, right,
Yes.
and because without dua,
Yes.
we have to remember Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Absolutely.
All the success coming from him, right?
Everything.
Everything coming from him,
Everything.
right?
I mean, कोई imagine, I think लोगों को belief था कि लड़के में
दम है.
एक दम है, एक flight करने का, लेकिन इतना नहीं.
I'm a little shaky. I'm telling you, a little shaky. Yeah.
इतना नहीं, मतलब कि हाँ सही है, शायद एक दो और इलेक्शन लग जाएंगे, लेकिन इतना नहीं.
नहीं, मैं भी shaky था. मैं ईमानदारी when I saw
Absolutely.
you're running against the two very
Incumbent.
strong
Yeah,
candidate,
yeah,
very
yeah.
strong candidate, right?
Absolutely. तो I think आप सही कह रहे हैं कि
Dua is a very
दुआ और
is a power.
अल्लाह जो है ना,
And your parents' duas as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I think मेरे पीछे तो कोई 600-700 रेजिडेंट्स जो हमारे मुस्लिम हैं, उनकी दुआएं थी.
बिल्कुल
मैं आपको यकीन से बताऊं जंगीर साहब, on that night of Monday, 1300 WhatsApp resident messages.
Wow, that's great.
Resident messages.
That's
ये नहीं कि जी अब किसी ने मिसागा से कर दिया, ब्रैम्पटन से कर
Some
दिया.
Milton, Ward 3.
Ward 3. 1300.
Wow.
It was so overwhelming that my WhatsApp froze.
And the people who are even not go for the vote, they also
They
sending
absolutely. But
that.
you know what? That's also important because if you know, the reason why people don't vote
Yeah.
is because they don't think you can win.
Yeah.
Because when you show them you can win,
Then next time they will go.
they will
Motivate
go.
them. Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
थैंक यू समी, टोरंटो 360 टीवी को फिर एक दफा टाइम देने का.
Absolutely.
और तुम्हारे ऊपर हम चेक भी रखेंगे
100%.
और 100% मॉनिटरिंग करेंगे तुम्हारे प्रोग्रेस को कि क्या तुम कर रहे हो क्या नहीं कर रहे.
Absolutely.
एंड वी विल कॉल यू एवरी 3 months or every 4 months.
Absolutely.
And inshallah we'll talk to you about your progress as well.
Quarterly interviews?
Yes, why not?
100%.
Why
Absolutely.
not? Thank you for giving the time.
Thanks so much. Really appreciate it. Thanks so much,
you.
Jahangir Saab.
Okay. So नाज़रीन, ये थे सैमी एजाज. सैमी एजाज वन ऑफ द यंगेस्ट टाउन, और मैंने आपसे कहा कि इस दफ़ा मिल्टन ने और पूरे GTA के अंदर हमारे बड़े यंग लड़के जो है ना, यंग लड़के और लड़कियां जो है वो जीत कर इलेक्शन में. एंड दिस इज अ वेरी हैप्पीएस्ट मोमेंट. ये मेरा एक ड्रीम हमेशा मैं देखता रहा हूँ मैं और मैंने हमेशा कोशिश की कि यंगस्टर्स को मोटिवेट करूँ, उनको आगे बढ़ाऊँ, और मैं अपना रोल जो अदा कर सकता तो मैंने हमेशा किया है. और समी एजाज के बाद एक और यंग जेंटलमैन है जो कि पुलिस सर्विसेज के अंदर है, लेकिन उन्होंने डिसाइड किया कि जनाब टाउन काउंसिलर का इलेक्शन लड़ना है. जाइएगा नहीं, अभी आपसे उनकी मुलाकात कराता हूँ. So, दादी, जैसे मैंने कहा कि आपको मैं एक और नौजवान से आपकी मुलाकात कराने वाला हूँ. Another youngster of our community, mashallah. This year, our municipal election bring a lot of joys, especially in the Milton. I will tell you, Milton is a very special place. Sometimes I say that people in the jokes that start calling this city as a Multan. Then later possibility in 50 years become the Multan, right? But this is just a joke. Don't take it seriously. So I call one of the councillor who win the election from Milton Ward 3, and his name is Adil Khalqi. Adil Khalqi is one of the youngest town councillor win in the Milton. Thank you to Adil, joined to the Toronto 360 TV.
Thank you, Arif. It's a pleasure to be here with you tonight.
Okay, Adil, there are a lot of special things about Milton this year, especially into the municipal, that we win 2 regional councillor. You win yourself as a town councillor Ward 3, as well as we have a trustee as well. And this looks like a very special year for our community, and all the backgrounds are the same, right? So tell me, you are a police officer and in a Brantford, right? And why you decided that, why you not want to pursue more in the career as a policeman? Why you decided that, okay, local politics is also important, let me jump in?
Well, first of all, ever since I was young, 10 years old, I've been out in the community volunteering. One of the first things I helped out with at the age of 10 was with the municipal election campaign back when I lived in Toronto.
Okay.
So that's what, kind of sparked my interest in public service, but also just quite frankly, talking to people, being around people, and just lending a helping hand, no matter how small that helping hand may be. As I got older, I always knew that I wanted to be a police officer. And it's not that I want to be a politician or counselor over a police officer. The reality is the job of a police officer is rooted in giving back to the community, going into situations, solving people's problems, and being that, role model, that example for our young people in this case, since I'm a young person, and for the community, quite frankly, when they're at the tough point in their life. Now, that's transferable skill that can be brought over into this local counselor role as well.
So what age you come to the Canada? Because I know that maybe you're raised and born here. Tell something about yourself, because my viewer want to listen up, because I know that
For sure.
you are very young, and people want to know about your background as well.
Yes, so I was born in Pakistan, in Lahore,
Okay.
in 1999.
Okay.
I'm currently 22 years old, and when I was 11 months, we moved to Canada. Lived in Toronto up until 2012, and since 2012 up until now, which is just over 10 years, I've lived in Milton.
Okay.
And I currently live in Ward 3, which is the area that I'm now happy to represent.
Okay. And your education is also in that area, right? All your schooling and, right?
Yes, so I went to high school in Milton. I graduated from Milton District High School. And as soon as I graduated, I wanted to continue my education. So I went to Mohawk College. And over there at Mohawk, I did Police Foundations, which is a 2-year program.
Okay.
And I did Advanced Police Studies as well.
Okay.
And I transitioned after graduating into a career in policing. And that's what I'm currently doing right now. And council is up next.
Yeah, that's a great, because I know that the police is also a great providing the security, giving back to the community is a great work as well. And you decided as a town councillor, that's another great career and another great job, right? That you want to give back to your community. So as something when you are campaigning for ward councillor, town councillor, right? What are some promises you make to your people?
Yes, so absolutely. My campaign was rooted in 4 promises, part of my platform, that are realistic, achievable, and quite frankly, are rooted in interactions I've had with people before I made that platform. So what that means is that the 4 parts that made up my platform are from conversations I've had with residents while I was in the process of filing my papers to be a candidate. And those promises I made in the platform are road safety, so doing council work to make our roads safer, making street parking more lenient, because Milton has pretty strict bylaws when it comes down to overnight parking and daytime parking.
One of the biggest issue, yeah.
It is, yes. And we're growing really quickly in Milton, and to balance that growth, that we've seen, which is very exponential in nature, investing more in our public services is what we need to do. So I promised that. And last part, keeping engaged with the community. A lot of people at the door says, hey, you politicians only come here during election time. Sometimes some politicians don't come during election time either, but I want to get rid of that mindset and actually be a counselor who engages with the community throughout the 4-year term, and not just during election time, but throughout the 4 years.
So Adil, one area is definitely the community which we are belong to, right?
Yep.
But there are other communities as well, and is a very high number of immigrant communities are living in Ward 3 as well. So what are some support you get from the other communities during your campaign?
Well, yes, I was saying to many people in a few conversations after we pulled this win, this is a victory it's not for me, quite frankly. It's a victory for the Pakistani community. It's a victory for the young community, the community that's in policing as well, because we made a pretty much history here by pulling off this win. And the community chose someone who is going to reflect them with passion, integrity, energy over these 4 years. Okay. And Ward 3 was in a unique spot because
very unique.
There was no incumbent councillor running.
Oh yes,
this time, right? Because
Lorenzo actually retired,
indeed,
and he decided to the regional. He lost, unfortunately, but he decided to run for the region councillor.
And it's nice to have that door open for new representation to be elected. And this came down to working hard to make that happen.
I think that in Ward 3, a very good transition happened, right? Lorenzo was a long time dear councillor, and a young chap coming in, right, like you, who become the councillor. Now you have a longer time to really foresee all the development, what you want to see, what's the modern generation want to see, right? And there's a policies shift needed, right? Because our mayor is also long time there, right? And there are many councillors long time there. So sometimes you need the shift, right? This city is no more like agriculture or farms houses. this city become more like a small businesses and new development and residential areas more. So that's where the challenges is, how to keep the balance between the town, some of the strength of the towns and some of the strength as a city, right? Becoming a big town.
Well, exactly right. We're growing so quickly. We're one of the fastest growing municipalities out there, and it's a young community. And council didn't really reflect that young community until we finally now have representation that is a mixture of older, experienced councillors, and with me being elected with a few of my counterparts that are younger now, that are going to help blend in with that new style of council.
So one of the issue is there when you're talking about the development, right? The development means that more taxes. Without bringing the taxes up, you cannot do the development, right? So that's where the people get angry on the people, right? Because especially the people who are giving more money, especially when the inflation is very going high. So how you keep that balance? Because it's not an easy job, really.
Yes. So I think everybody, expects property taxes to increase slightly over, a few years from now or a year from now. But they also expect to see their money being used in things like public services. We're grown so quickly, but our public services have failed to keep up with that growth. But people are paying more property taxes. Now, Milton does have the lowest property tax rate compared to other municipalities in Halton region. And they're going to continue, I would push for it to continue to stay low, but at the same time looking for revenue from the provincial government. So lobbying the provincial government and our federal counterparts to seek more funding to be able to pay for things like better transit, a well-equipped fire department, things like that, infrastructure. Property taxes aren't the only way, it's a key way, but not the only way to pay for the things the municipality is responsible for. So if we leverage that support from the provincial government, the federal government, we can seek funding from them while still keeping property taxes low and only seek reasonable increases when necessary.
Okay. So one question that I always ask to everyone, right? What are the something which is very dear and near to you that you just, when you are running the election, you want to see that change in the system? As an Adil Khalqi want to see after 4 years that I make this change.
Yes. So two parts to answer that question. The first part was me getting elected because I was so energetic and so passionate and still am. And I knocked on pretty much every single door in Ward 3 because that's how much it meant to me to have young, energetic representation be elected to government. And to be able to transfer those skills that I have, and I'm going to continue to get as a police officer, and extend that public service into this capacity as well, it's a win-win situation for the ward. So mission 1 accomplished. Second mission over these next 4 years, I think that last part of the platform, public consultation and engagement, that I promised that I would, be a type of counselor for voters, that's going to be key to ensuring that we're listening to voters throughout the term and representing them in the way that they want to be represented throughout those 4 years. So I'm not going to disappear. I'm not going anywhere. These next 4 years are going to be directly in contact and communication with our residents to make sure that they're being represented and that their voice is being heard in council to the best of their ability. And I will be that advocate.
So one of the last question that I want to ask, because you know that the security is, you are the police officer as well, and you can understand more than me that there's this huge security risk is going on, right? And is knocking on the door of Milton. Because Mississauga and Brampton already you have a lot of crimes going on, and that the ratio is very high, right? And the car lifting is very common. Every day we heard about some knife incident, some fire student incident, and one of the other issue is that every high school there is a drugs and substance are selling around, and our children are really affected on that one. What do you want to do? That how we can save the Miltonian on all those?
Well, that's the thing, as a person who's in a role as a counselor, there's things we can do, like in terms of advocating for and actually getting results within the power of a municipality. And then there's things that we can choose to do in terms of advocating those concerns, because what you just mentioned, it's not something I have a direct control over. But that doesn't change the fact that I can listen to that concern and advocate that concern to the appropriate people, which would, in this case, would be the local police service.
That's why I'm saying that.
Now,
Your role is very important now.
Absolutely. Now, me being a police officer, understanding that internal perspective about how police would deal with certain things.
Exactly.
It would make that advocacy even more bold when I take those concerns to our local police service. Like, let's talk road safety,
Because
for example.
you can talk in their language, right?
Exactly.
You can translate the concern into their language,
Yeah.
right? So because you understand that language, right?
Yep. Well, for example, road safety is part of my platform.
Yeah.
You know, I can't, you know, as a counselor, go and stop a car and give them a ticket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A police officer has to do that. And enforcement and education is huge when it comes down to keeping our streets safe. So what I proposed is that I'm going to be the advocate that liaises with Halton Police to make sure that they're aware of where the problem areas are, and that way they can come when time permits to do enforcement and education in those areas. And advocating for technology-based enforcement like photo radar to keep vulnerable areas like school zones safe from aggressive and speeding drivers. You know, things like that will help make a real difference and provide a real solution to issues like road safety. Even though I, as a counselor, don't have a direct ability to stop a person from speeding, but I can implement those tools, advocate for those tools, and take that proactive approach and take those concerns to our police service to get answers and results.
And nice to talk with you, Adil, because I know that you are one of the youngest town councillor in our ward, and I really want to see that you're becoming a great mentor as well for our upcoming generation, and provide them the support that everybody else supporting you when you are very young, right? Because we want to see that this to be passed to the another generation, right? It's not a stop here that, okay, I got something, but we have to pass that to the other people as well. And that's how the mentoring work can pass out, right? And I hope that you're a great leader and becoming a great leader, and our youngsters are very motivated by your win, I'm sure 100%, and they want to see as a leader themselves as well in the future.
For sure. Well, you know what? That's one of the big reasons why I became a police officer, right? Because first of all, in the Pakistani community, in the South Asian community, we don't have that representation as much as we should.
Exactly.
You know, I can count on my hand how many people are from our community, you know, in the police service that I work for. It's not many. And the only way things will change, and the only way our community and people from minority communities will be more engaged in whether it's government or policing or any other high-profile organization, it's by having somebody that's able to represent them and someone that they can relate to. And I think I can relate to not just the young community, but a community that's diverse, the Muslim community, and a bunch of other communities that you know, need that extra push and that role model type of person to be able to look up to, so that way they can work hard and be motivated to achieve exactly what you just said.
Wish you best of luck, Adil, and we want to see. We will meet again and again. Don't worry, I will call you again, and I ask you after 6 months what's going on, after 3 months what's going on. That's my job, and as a media person, I will definitely have to keep an eye on your success as well as your development, right? So what changes you are bringing into the community. So thank you once again for coming to the Toronto 360 TV.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. So नाज़रीन, ये थे आदिल खलकी साहब। आदिल खलकी हमारे वन ऑफ द यंगेस्ट जो है वो टाउन काउंसलर है मिल्टन के, और मैं खुद भी आजकल मिल्टन में रहता हूँ। आपको मैंने बताया था कि मैं मिसिसागा से मिल्टन मूव हो गया हूँ, तो मैंने बड़ी गहरी नज़र रखनी है इन सब के ऊपर, और आप तक जो है ना पूरी खबरें पहुँचानी है। डोंट वरी, आई विल ब्रिंग ऑल द न्यूज़। सो नाज़रीन, जैसे कि मैंने आपको बताया कि हमारे यहाँ जो म्युनिसिपल इलेक्शन हुआ है, a huge victory for the community, or I did a lot of programs, you all know very well, right? So one of the best thing which is I really amazed that some young generation stood up and come to and want to run for the election, right? On a different like trustee, counselor, इनके लिए उन्होंने इलेक्शन लड़ना शुरू किया और उन्होंने जंप किया। अच्छा, बाज़ दफ़ा होता है कि लोग जो हैं वो सीरियस नहीं लेते नौजवानों को जब वो जंप करते हैं और बड़ी यंग एज में जंप करते हैं, तो they didn't take this seriously, right? But I will tell you that our community take it very seriously, especially our community, because they love a youngster and they want to see our youngster into the local and into the national and into the federal politics as well. तो उन्हीं में से जो है ना एक 4th year University of Ontario की students हैं, and she was in the 4th year yet. She's not yet passed out. She born and raised here. Her parents from Pakistan, Gujarat and Lahore, and she decided to run for a trustee in Ward 18, Scarborough Southwest. I asked her to come join Toronto 360 TV so we can ask her why she decided in such a young age to be a trustee of Ward 18 in Southwest Scarborough. So, Malika Ghous, her name is Malika Ghous. Thank you, Malika, कि आपने हमें time दिया. I'm really grateful that you join us in Toronto 360. And I'm really happy that the youngster like you, who are so young and who decided to run in the local politics. So my first questions to you goes to tell something about yourself because our viewers want to know about you more detail.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum. I'm so happy to be on 360 TV. तो मैं घर की सबसे बड़ी हूँ, मेरे पास 3 छोटे भाई हैं, तो एजुकेशन और रोल मॉडल बनना मेरी शुरू से एक चीज़ होती थी. So I seen my brothers, my cousins all struggle from getting the right resources and everything. जो help मुझे पहले मिलती थी और पेरेंट्स से, अब आजकल पेरेंट्स को इतना टाइम नहीं है कि बच्चों के ऊपर इतना ज़्यादा उनको हेल्प करें. They're all busy in their own lives because of the COVID and everything. फिर मैंने डिसाइड किया था कि चलो मैं स्टेप अप करती हूँ और मैं बच्चों की बातें सुनती हूँ बिकॉज मैं यंग हूँ तो मैं इनके challenges समझ सकती हूँ. Right? So I have a connection with them. I know things. I've been in the system. So I understand a lot of things that they face. इसलिए I ran.
And you also pass out or take all your education in this system. So you know the pros and cons of this system as well. And you know all the difficulties what you are facing, right?
Yes.
आपने जो फेस की हैं सारी डिफिकल्टी आपको मालूम है कि भाई काउंसलर जो है वो क्या गड़बड़ करता है, कौन सा क्या करता है, राइट? और क्या चीज़ हम लोगों को नहीं मिलती है, क्या चीज़ मिलनी चाहिए, पॉलिसीज़ को कहाँ ठीक होना चाहिए, पॉलिसी कहाँ ठीक नहीं है. Student yell about that one, right? And swear about that one as well sometime. I saw that. तो ये भी एक वजह, that's a great reason that you stood up. And I really want to say that it's a great courage at this age. Because it's not easy. Because you are still a student and you come out and say, okay, let me run as a trustee. And who motivate you actually, Malika?
Everyone motivated me. My family stood by me. I was not worried about getting volunteers or being able to knock doors because I had so much family support that everything, it was a team effort.
So one of the things that I always ask to everyone, and I will definitely ask to you as well, because when you run for an election, right, and when you run for some position, you should know about that one, right? What's your job? What's your responsibilities? And what change you want to bring in that system, right? So Malika Ghous, as a trustee of Ward 18, right? What change, what's the policy change she want to see as a trustee in your ward?
Well, I want to work for more resources to support mental health and special education because I've seen how many schools don't offer those resources. There's only certain ones that offer it. I also want to advocate for more help for students for afterlife graduations. Students tend to not be prepared for university or they're not prepared to know what path they should go on for their careers because they're not given the right resources. So I want to implement those. And I also want to invest in the schools itself. There's so many old schools, especially in Scarborough, that haven't even been touched at to fix their ceilings, their walls, compared to newer schools back in the West area. So those are the main 3 things that I want to advocate for. And obviously, anything that people come to me is a issue as well. I would love to help them as well.
So those are the something, and that's definitely that as a trustee you have to do that, right? And you have to upgrade all the education center, all the education school, those in your area, and definitely bring more budget too. You have to fight with the federal for the big budget, right? Without that big budget, you cannot win anything really. You need the good budget, and then. So tell me one of the challenges which always I find it out that the students and the teachers as well, because you are trustee for the schools, so you have one side teacher, other side students as well, right? So you have to make a balance of that one. So Toronto District School Board always have the unions issues, always have so many issues, and there are classes and teachers are not coming. The classes are there is no teacher in the classes. And those are all the major things going on in many schools of Toronto and GTA especially. because there are a lot of the lot of things that's suffering a lot of students life, right, really, and they are back in their studies as well. So how can you fix that issue?
Yeah, so I had a meeting today this morning with someone, and I asked them the same question about the strike thing. So the job of a trustee gets confused. Like, we can't really do anything about it, if I'm completely honest with you, that we don't have the power to do that, and that's what a lot of people get confused of what a trustee can do and cannot do. Many, especially in our community, members, they all think trustee can be like
Tons of
a
things, yeah.
yeah,
Just
but there's certain procedures, there's certain people that we have to convince, we have to fight for in order to get that for you. So with the whole strike thing going on, um, that wasn't anything up to us. It was nothing up to the trustees, but our job is to make sure that the parents and everyone still get like schooling online. If it's not safe to go in person, we can make sure that they get school online so the kids are not being left behind. And we're gonna do everything we can to still open schools without anything like that happening.
okay. So the last question which I want to ask you, Malika, because then I hope that you will be learn a lot during this job as well, and you will definitely become a good trustee as well. But my last questions to you is that, so what's something very dear and near to your heart that when you are running your campaign, when you say that I have to do this, this is something I want to do, this is near dear to my heart, and this is the one thing that as a trustee I want to do?
Something really dear to my heart as a trustee. I want there to be a lot of fairness in school, and I want them to succeed. I want to see students enjoy going to school. Like, I want them to have fun and be passionate about their education and their goals, and be like, oh, I'm gonna go to school, I'm gonna be a doctor. Like, I want kids to have that passion in them, like how they used to before COVID. I feel like COVID has really impacted the kids' dreams a lot because everyone they haven't had that time to go in person and learn about these things.
Yeah, this is one of the dilemma at the moment. I know that where the kids don't want to school as well, and teacher don't want to
Yeah.
come to the school as well. They want
So I
everybody
want
want
kids
to
to
do
be
everything
excited
online.
for school. Yeah, I want kids to have that excitement. I want them to go out with their friends, go to school, read a book. I want them to have that passion again.
Yeah, this is मैं समझ सकता हूँ कि इस वक्त किस मुश्किलात से गुजर रहे हैं, राइट? आई
जी
नो दैट कि क्योंकि टीचर्स भी अब होता ही है कि उस तरह से खांसी हो जाए तो कोविड हो जाए और सब छुट्टी
जी,
कर
नहीं,
देते हैं
मैं बच्चों के बगैर मैं खुद भी स्कूल खुला था, आई वाज लाइक व्हाई, तो मुझे
कि
अपने भी ये शुरू करना है कि मैं भी स्कूल के लिए एक्साइटेड हूँ.
हाँ, but one thing you rightly mentioned that mental health is one of the biggest issue which is happening
और अभी
in
और
the,
हो है because
yeah,
बच्चे डरते हैं
हाँ
किसी से
हाँ
बात करने के लिए. They're not used to the face to face communication, or जो आजकल हालात हो रहे हैं like with money and everything. बच्चे पता नहीं like चोरियां भी करते हैं,
हाँ,
other चीजें भी करते हैं. Like there's no discipline anymore,
okay.
तो ये हमने society को fix करने के लिए we have to take a stand.
एंड आई होप दैट कि मलिका आप वेरी एम्बिशियस हैं, बहुत ज़ोरदार हैं, यंग हैं, एनर्जेटिक हैं और बड़े पावर के साथ आई हैं और उम्मीद हम करते हैं, हमारी दुआएं भी आपके साथ हैं और टोरंटो 360 ऑलवेज call you as well during your turn inshallah, and I time to time I will inshallah connect with you and asking you what's going on, and if there is any issues going on in the Toronto District School Board, we'll take you on the call and we'll ask about that one as well. Okay, thank you very much for giving the time to
No
Toronto
problem.
360. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Assalamu
Okay,
alaikum.
Allah Hafiz.
अल्लाह हाफिज. तो नाज़रीन, आज का प्रोग्राम उम्मीद है आपको पसंद आया होगा. हमने कोशिश की कि यंगस्टर से आपको मिलाएं, वो यंगस्टर जो हमारी होप है, हमारा मुस्तकबिल है. और जब यंगस्टर्स को दूसरे यंगस्टर्स देखते हैं ना कि एक एज 21 और 22 के अंदर कोई आदमी पब्लिक सर्विसेज के अंदर जीत कर आ सकता है और ये काम कर सकता है, तो दूसरे यंगस्टर्स भी जो है ना मोटिवेट होते हैं. लेकिन यकीनन ہمارا ان لوگوں سے بلانے کا مقصد یہ تھا کہ انہوں نے بہت اسٹرانگ کمپین چلائی تھی, بہت محنت کی تھی, اور یقیناً بغیر محنت کے یہ ممکن نہیں ہوتا کہ کوئی بھی یانگسٹر جو ہے وہ جیت سکے. اس لیے آپ کو محنت, اگر if you want to be come into the public services, then start now, start today, something that you want to be really achieve in your life. تو انشاءاللہ اگلے ہفتے عارف جہانگیری پھر نئے سبجیکٹ کے ساتھ اور نئے ٹاپک کے ساتھ اور نئے مہمان کے ساتھ حاضر ہوگا. اس وقت تک کے لیے اجازت دیجیے. السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.